yogis. So this month I have a different kind of flow for you. At my studio in Elgin, Body and Shine, we have what we call Yoga Hybrid. So it's a blend of yoga and a little bit of high intensity interval training. I borrow things from CrossFit because I did CrossFit for a number of years before I got hurt, and then kind of went back to yoga. So I steal a little bit from their workouts. So we're incorporating a CrossFit style, just the style. We're not doing like barbells or anything like that. Workout in the middle of our yoga today. So if you do have a pair of like hand weights, just these small weights, you can choose to incorporate them. If you don't, also totally fine. I would say for me, I use like the 3-pound weights when I do a class like this. You can use 2-pound weights, no weights, 5-pound weights. Guys sometimes like to use like the 8-pound weights. If you've never done it before, even if you're like a dude and you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna use like these 20-pound weights, I would caution against that. It's really funny when guys wanna do things like that because eventually they get tired after like 5 minutes. It's inevitable because you're doing a lot of reps. So anyway, just something to keep in mind. I would say between 3 to 8 pounds is a good place to be. So have those weights if you want them, and then also have a block for today's workout. So if you have a yoga block, fantastic. If you don't, it's not necessary. I'll just offer some different options for you later. So that being said, we'll go ahead and get started. So start in a comfortable seat. If you do want to sit on a block or a blanket, you certainly can. Let your hands find a resting place. And then sit up tall through the crown of your head. And let yourself settle into your space. Allow your shoulders to relax. The muscles in your face, your fingers to soften. And tune into your breath. Each inhale, tracing it from the crown of your head all the way down to the base of your hips. Each exhale, allowing yourself to empty out from the ground up. Every breath in, think of it as an opportunity or a reminder to be right here, right now. Every breath out, letting go of any distractions, plans, or obligations. And as you move on your mat today, even though this is a little bit faster pace or high intensity workout than a typical flow, remind yourself that this opportunity to connect, to breathe, to be present with your body and yourself is always the primary purpose of your practice. With that in mind, take another full breath in. And exhale, let it go. And from here, you can choose to keep your eyes closed or gently flutter them open. Start by taking your chin towards your chest. Rock your right ear over to your right shoulder. We're gonna go all the way around in 2 big circles. So if you feel any little tight or tense spots, you might pause in those areas and hold a little bit longer, kind of rock back and forth. And take as much time as you need to complete those 2 circles. Once you've completed 2 circles in the same direction, just pause, let your head hang at center, and then start to slowly go over towards the left side. 2 circles around, starting left ear to left shoulder. Noticing if those spots that you felt the first time around are the same, or maybe they're a little different. Once you've completed 2 circles, again, keeping your chin a little bit tucked, roll your shoulders up by your ears, and then hug your shoulder blades together down your back, sending your heart a little bit forward. And then just keep rolling the shoulders out like that at least 2 or 3 times. If you do have a shoulder injury or any kind of mobility issue, you can just do 1 shoulder at a time too. That way you're not forcing 1 shoulder to a place it doesn't want to go. But just opening up the upper back and chest. And then from here, we're gonna take arms up overhead, take a big breath in. And as you exhale, twisting over to your right side. So taking your left hand across to your knee or your thigh. Right hand can just rest behind you, sitting up tall through the crown of your head, maybe peeking a little bit over your right shoulder for more stretch in the neck. And inhale, coming back up to center, arms up tall. And exhale, twisting to the other side. So taking your right hand across this time, left hand behind as you inhale, sitting up tall through the crown of your head. As you exhale, deepening into your twist. Then inhale, coming back to center, arms up. And then from here, just take a couple breaths that feel good to you. So you might do a little bit of seated cat-cow. You can round your back in like you would in cat pose. Stretch your belly out like you would in cow. Or you can just kind of circle your rib cage a little bit. Just kind of loosening up whatever your spine needs. And after you've taken a few breaths like that to just kind of feel it out, we'll make our way to down dog. So coming on to hands and feet, letting yourself settle into your down dog. So you can kind of walk it out, bend one knee, press the opposite heel to the floor, send your tail up and back. If you want to, you can bend the knees, stretch into your chest and shoulders a little bit more. And take another breath in and another breath out. Your next inhale, look forward. As you exhale, step your way up to the top of your mat for ragdoll. So feet at least hip-width distance apart. You can let your knees soften, head and neck really relax. Shift the weight more towards the balls of your feet so you're not like resting in your heels or locking out your knees. Just let your spine lengthen, crown of your head hang heavy. Arms can dangle. You can grab opposite elbows or interlace your hands behind your head. If you want some motion, sway side to side. Shake your head, yes and no. Shift the weight around in your feet. Then starting to work your way to a standing with distance. Feet might be hip width or a little bit closer. Maybe big toes touch, sliver of space between the heels. And as you inhale, rising all the way up to stand. So once you're standing, we'll bring hands to heart center and close your eyes. And take this opportunity to set a purpose or an intention for your practice today. And this week in my classes in the studio, I've been offering the intention of doing your best, knowing that your best changes from day to day, from moment to moment. That sometimes we have a lot in our tank to give, and other times we're a little bit running on empty. So just appreciating where you are in your process, embracing it, and moving from there. Whatever your intention is today, take a big full deep breath in, seal it in your heart. And exhale, let it go. From here, start to flutter your eyes open. Inhale, mountain pose. So for our mountain, if you need to maybe adjust your feet, if your hips are tight or your balance is off, you can take your feet a little wider apart. Relax your shoulders down your ears, relax your shoulders away from your ears. If your shoulders are a little tight, remember we can always soften the bend in our elbows. So if you've got really strong shoulders, maybe making your arms a little bit more of a goal post today. And then noticing also the tilt of your tail. If your tailbone kind of flares out naturally, curling it under a little bit so that your low belly engages and you're not having any kind of sway in your low back. Take another breath in just like this. And then exhale, start to fold your way forward. Hinge from your hips, lead with your heart, let your head and neck relax. Soften the bend in your knees if your hamstrings are tight. Inhale, find a halfway lift, long flat back, squeeze your shoulder blades down together, pull your belly in and up. Exhale, ball pose. We're gonna curl and round, starting to get into our balance a little bit, lifting our heels up. Tuck your chin in towards your chest. So this stretches along our upper back, the back of our neck. It also compresses our thyroid gland a little bit, so it's good to stimulate that. Then we'll inhale back to a halfway lift, heels to the floor, long back once again. Exhale, high plank. Plant your hands, step back, top of a push-up pose. Hold and breathe right here. If you kind of flared your tailbone out in your mountain, if you notice that, might be the same situation here, tucking the tail more towards the heels or the toes. Take a breath in. As you exhale, shift forward, lower down halfway, chaturanga. Flip to the tops of your feet. Inhale, up dog. Straighten your arms, lift your chest, stretch your belly. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. Remember, if we don't want to do chaturanga, just high plank to down dog is totally fine. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or hop your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Reach up tall, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold, make your way back down. Inhale, lift halfway. Remember that little balance add-on. Exhale, ball. Curl, tuck in close, come up high onto the balls of your feet. Inhale, back to a halfway lift, heels to the mat. Exhale, chaturanga. So if we don't want to do chaturanga, again, we just step back to a high plank, hold for a breath in, and go right back to downward facing dog. Last time through, inhale, look ahead. Exhale, step or spring, landing gently if we're jumping. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose, reach up tall, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold, make your way down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, ball, stretching out the bottoms of our feet. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, chaturanga, or not, it's always a choice. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Moving into a little more balanced challenge. Inhale, look ahead. Exhale, make your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, one-legged mountain pose this time. So we're gonna stand all the way up. Left knee rises in line with your left hip. Try to bend that knee to a 90-degree angle so the ankle is under the knee, and flex the toes up to the sky. So that's gonna help activate your inner thighs. And notice too, here with your balance, if you tend to kind of cheat by leaning over to one side, okay? So that's an easy way to cheat our balance, is just using gravity over to one direction to help us. Instead, staying straight up and down, using your inner thighs, your hips, your low belly to help level yourself out. Also activating our quad of our standing leg. So taking a big breath in here, exhale, eagle. Cross your left leg over your right, left arm under your right. For eagle variations, we can put left toes on the floor, so we have a little kickstand. For arm variations, we can grab opposite shoulders. Try to keep the elbows in line with the shoulders wherever you are. You can also touch the backs of your arms, or maybe we bind. So holding into that eagle, whoops. All right, good, there we go. From your eagle, inhale up to one-legged mountain pose. So unwinding, left knee in line with your left hip. Pausing, breathing there, finding your balance. Exhale, crescent lunge, airplane arms. Step your left leg back, land it softly. Sweep your arms down behind you, keeping your shoulders a little bit forward past your hips. So think of a long line of energy from the back heel all the way up the back leg, through the spine to the crown of your head. Roll your shoulders down and back. Inhale your way to crescent lunge. Shoulders over hips, arms overhead. Now notice that little change in your center of gravity. The shoulders come up. If that causes your low back to shorten or kind of kink there, bend your back knee a little bit. Tuck your hips forward like we did in mountain pose. Give yourself a little bit more space. If we feel pretty okay, you can lift the left heel a little bit higher off the ground, challenging your strength and balance. Take a breath in. Exhale, eagle arms. Start to wrap your right arm underneath your left. You can bind your arms, or again, give yourself a big bear hug. So just stretching out our upper back. Inhale back to your crescent lunge, arms up overhead. Exhale, warrior two. Pivot your left heel to the floor, separate out your stance, maybe a little bit longer. Sink into your right knee, arms parallel with the floor, and then hug into your triceps. From here, inhale, reverse warrior, reach up and back, extend through your right arm, still sinking into your right leg. So a lot of times when we reach back, that right knee wants to straighten. Keep low in your lunge. Take another breath in. Exhale, standing splits. Hands come down to the floor, and then launch your left leg up into the air. Now block can come in really handy here. You can use your block. Whew, that actually made it worse for me. You can use your block to help you balance, or hands might be on the floor. For more flexibility, we think about bringing the forehead and the shin closer as you lift your leg. Or if you want to play more with balance, you can play with lifting some weight out of one or both hands. Take another breath in wherever you are. Exhale, forward fold, both feet on the mat. Relax your head and neck. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, chaturanga, or we skip it. I'm gonna skip it. Take a breath in your high plank if you're skipping. And exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in. And full breath out. Inhale, look ahead. Exhale, make your way to the top of your space. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, one-legged mountain pose. This time our right leg lifts. Pause and breathe. So again, feeling where you need to engage to find more balance, as opposed to using your toes to grip into the mat or locking out your left leg. How can you use your muscles, your core, your quads more? Take a breath in. And exhale, eagle. Cross your right leg over your left, right arm under your left. Pause and breathe here. Elbows up in line with the shoulders. Think about sitting lower through the bottom half of your body, growing taller through the top half of your body. Hug your lowest ribs into your belly. Find your focal point. Inhale back to your one-legged mountain. Yes, you can. Unwind, stand up tall. Exhale, crescent lunge, airplane arms. Step your right foot back, land softly. Roll your shoulders down once you get there. Hug your belly in and up. If your foot doesn't land exactly where you need it to, just step it where it needs to be. Not a big deal. Inhale up to crescent lunge. Again, adjusting that back knee as we need to. If we need to soften it, if we need to step it in, we didn't land exactly the right way, do all those things. Take a breath in. Exhale, eagle arms. Left arm comes under the right. Again, binding or bear hug. Just using that to stretch our upper back a little bit more. If it bothers you, skip it, stay in crescent lunge. Inhale back to your crescent lunge, take a breath in. Exhale, warrior two. Adjust your feet, shimmy into your stance. And poses start from the ground up, so you always want to check in with your feet first. Our left heel is aligned with the arch of our back foot. Left knee is pivoting in line with our left toes. We should be able to see our left big toe when we look down at it. And then reaching from our heart all the way out to the tips of our fingers. Inhale, reverse warrior. Reach up and back, extend. Sink even deeper into your left leg. Reaching up through the crown of your head, inhale. Exhale, standing splits. Hands come down to the floor, lift, lift, lift through your right foot. So like you're gonna touch the ceiling with your toes or your heel. Option to bring the forehead and shin a little bit closer, or you can also add on lifting one hand, lifting the other hand, maybe lifting both hands. Watch that this left knee doesn't want to lock out like a flamingo. Muscles should be doing the work. One more inhale and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, chaturanga, hands to the mat. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in. And a breath out. One more inhale. And exhale. Okay, I need to grab some water. Cool. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. Another inhale here. And exhale, let it go. Now we're gonna flow a little bit faster, breath to movement. Always feel free to speed it up or slow it down, go at your own pace. Inhale, look ahead. Exhale, step or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, one-legged mountain pose. Left knee lifts in line with your left hip. Exhale, eagle. Left arm over, or left arm under, left leg over. Inhale up to one-legged mountain pose. Exhale, crescent lunge, airplane arms. Step your left leg back. Inhale, crescent lunge, arms go up overhead. Exhale, warrior two, pivot your heel to the floor. Inhale, reverse warrior, right leg stays lunging. Exhale, standing splits, hands to the floor. Pop your left leg up, hold for a breath in. And exhale, forward fold, feet to the mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, chaturanga or high plank to down dog. Inhale, up dog if you're taking it. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, look ahead. Exhale, make your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, one-legged mountain pose. Right leg lifts this time. Exhale, eagle. Right leg over, right arm under. Sink into your hips. Inhale, back to one-legged mountain. Exhale, crescent lunge, airplane arms, land softly. Inhale, crescent lunge, arms go up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, standing splits. Cartwheel your hands down. Inhale, lift the right leg even higher. Exhale, forward fold, feet to the ground. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog if you're taking it. Exhale, down dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Adding on this last time through, inhale, look ahead. Exhale, make your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, one-legged mountain pose. Lift your left knee up. Option this time, as we do eagle pose, to add in standing eagle crunches. So keeping the shape of eagle, you might put your toes on the floor. Take a breath in. Exhale, bring your elbows towards your knees as you round forward. Inhale, use the strength of your belly to come back up. And exhale, keep going. So either holding your eagle, or we're here doing crunches at your own pace for 4, 3, remember just doing your best, 2, laughing it off when it doesn't work out, and 1, inhale up to one-legged mountain pose. Exhale, crescent lunge, airplane arms. Step your left leg back. Inhale, crescent lunge. Arms come up overhead. Exhale, airplane. Launch onto your right leg. Sweep your left leg up behind you. Roll your shoulders down and back. Pull your belly in and up. From here, either hands to heart center for warrior 3 or arms reach out in front of you. Staying here, take a breath in. And then exhale, standing splits, hands to the floor. Lift that left leg even higher. From here, Shiva squat, watts on one leg, I know. Starting to bend your right knee, bring the back, your left knee to the back of your right calf. Hug your chin into your chest like we did in ball. Inhale, back up to standing split. So this is really good for our glutes and our legs. Exhale, Shiva squat, curl round in. Good, last one, inhale up. And exhale, round. Inhale, back to standing splits. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, chaturanga. We should really feel a difference between our right and left leg now. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. Take a breath in, reset. And a breath out. Inhale, look ahead. Exhale, make your way forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, one-legged mountain pose, this time right knee up. Exhale, eagle, crossing our arms and legs. So right arm under, right leg over. You can stay here or adding in those eagle crunches. Remember, option to put the toes on the floor for a little more balance. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, back to one-legged mountain pose. And exhale, crescent lunge, airplane arms. Inhale, crescent lunge, arms go up. Here we go, exhale, airplane. Launch on to your left leg, right leg lifts. Roll your shoulders down and back. Pull your belly in and up. Find one point of focus. Warrior 3, hands can come to our heart or reaching out in front of us. Giant uppercase T. Take a breath in. Exhale, standing splits. Option to stay here or doing those Shiva squat pulses. Bend your left knee. Take your right knee to the back of your left calf. Inhale, coming back up. It's like a little squat. Exhale, curl round in. Good, last one. Inhale, up. Exhale, round. Inhale, standing splits. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Stretch your belly, roll your shoulders down. Exhale, down dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Another inhale here. And exhale. Whew, come on down. All right. I'm tired. I hope you guys are as tired as I am, otherwise I feel bad. So that was our yoga portion to kind of warm up, get our balance, get our core going. we're gonna go into what's called an AMRAP, so A-M-R-A-P. Adrian, I'm sure, will make us a beautiful graphic to explain all of this. But essentially, it's a timed workout. You're gonna work for 8 minutes, and you're gonna do 3 different exercises, 8 reps each. You'll just keep going through each of the exercises, keep repeating over and over those 3 different movements, 8 reps of each for 8 whole minutes. If you're doing this at home and you wanna make it longer, awesome, make it 10 minutes, make it 12 minutes. If you don't have as much time, this is where you can kind of cut down if you want to. So making it maybe 6 minutes or 4 minutes. So making it work for you. This is also where we can incorporate our weights if we want them. So because it's kind of a work at your own pace type of deal, AMRAP stands for as many rounds as possible. I don't remember if I said that or not. But anyway, it's as many rounds as possible. Since we're not at a CrossFit gym, you're not competing against anyone besides yourself. But you do get to work at your own pace, however fast you go. Obviously, the more rounds you're going to get done. Make it about quality, though, not quantity. So remember, doing your best each round, each movement, each set of movements. So options. I'm going to go over the movements, and then you're going to have 8 minutes to do them on your own. The first movement is a lunge. So you're going to do 8 lunges, 8 total, not each leg. Unless you want to do 8 each leg. I mean, you know, you're working at your own pace here. So if you're looking to make the workout a little bit more intensive with lunging, do 8 lunges each leg or 8 lunges total. So up to you. You can either step forward into your lunge and then step back. So keep going on one leg at a time. Okay? If you have knee issues, I suggest starting at the top of your mat and going back. So it's a little bit more gentle on the knees, okay? You can also do a walking lunge. So you're just walking, you know, step and step, so you're alternating legs. Totally fine too. You can do a jump lunge if you want more cardio. I hate them. I'm glad I can just do one and look like I know what I'm doing, all right? Because I don't like to do them, all right? So you can do more jumping, more cardio. If you want to add in those hand weights today, we're going to do a lunge with a curl. So you could do that from like a split squat, so lunging down, bicep curl, that's 1, that's 2, and you don't have to go super low on these, 3, okay? So doing 4 or 8 of those on each side. You could also do it with your walking lunge, alternating down and down. When you do the bicep curl, make sure we're not swinging the weights, okay? Especially as we get tired. It's hard on your joints. You're not doing anything for your muscles. So keep your elbows hugged in by your sides. Let the bicep do the work of lifting and lowering. Slow control movements, okay? So that's movement number 1, is the lunge. You can do any of those variations. You're going to do 8 of those. After you finish your lunges, we're going to do 8 squats. So just a simple squat. Knees and toes point the same direction. We're about wider than hip width distance apart. And we send the booty back. Okay, so I always use the analogy of if you have your hands full of all kinds of groceries that you are too stubborn to make 2 trips to the car for, maybe speaking from personal experience. All right, you have to close the door behind you, send your butt back, okay? Rather than what I see sometimes happen is knees going forward, knees going forward. This is our squat. All that does is put strain on your knees, and your glutes aren't really engaging at all. So make sure we're sending the butt back, and then we stand all the way up at the top, so you get that squeeze of the booty. That's what we're looking for there. So you can do any kind of squat variation you want. You can do like a wide stance, sumo squat, get more into the inner thighs. Great. If you want to add weights, we're going to do a squat press today. So weights at your shoulders, send the booty back as you squat down, come up, overhead press, down and up. Keeping the elbows a little bit soft so we're not like locking out our joints. Again, you want to have joint safety in mind as we do this. So that's the squat. Last movement is going to be a sit-up, okay? So you can make this a weighted sit-up or non-weighted. I'm going to leave it up to you. If you don't do sit-ups, do a crunch instead. So everybody knows a crunch, I think. So just lifting our shoulders off the mat, keeping our neck nice and long. If we're doing a sit-up, we're sitting all the way up, okay? You can use your arms or keep them behind your head, whatever you want to do. If you want to do a weighted sit-up, we take our weights, we put them over our chest. As we sit up, our biceps frame our face. As we come down, our weights stay over our chest, okay? So ideally, we're not dropping them on our face if we can help it, all right? Please try not to do that. So those are your 3 movements, 8 of each. After you finish lunges, squats, sit-ups, or crunches, you go back up to the top. Lunges, squat, crunches, or sit-ups. And you keep going for 8 minutes. So fascinating, right? All right, no, but it's a great full body workout. You can choose to incorporate the weights if you get tired of using the weights, or you notice yourself getting lazy. You're swinging the weights, or your joints start to hurt. Put them down. Remember, we're trying to go for our best form, not trying to do as much as we can or as many as we can. We're not trying to show off for anybody. We're just trying to be better for ourselves, all right? So get going, 8 minutes. Good work. was exhausting. I get to say that because I didn't do any of it. Adrian's movie magic just allowed me to get away without doing 8 minutes of work. So yay, Adrian, good job. No, but good job, guys. That was awesome. So now that we have worked really hard, we've done a lot of lower body, we've gotten our core in, we're just gonna do a little bit more upper body, a little bit more core, and then we get to cool down, okay? So last little bit, we're gonna need our block, all right? So have your block handy, and we're gonna start with some push-ups, okay? So I know that's just what everybody wants to hear, especially after you just did that AMRAP workout. So, oh, another thing about that AMRAP workout, if you kept count of how many rounds you did, maybe you write it down in like a little notebook or a note on your phone, and then when you do this workout again on your own, notice if you got faster. That's the coolest thing about these AMRAP workouts is if you do check your progress over a month, 2 months, 3 months, if you're noticing like, hey, I got one more round or half an extra round or whatever, that's fantastic. It means you're getting stronger, it means you're growing. Good job. So maybe if you plan on doing this workout again, make a little note how many rounds you did and remember it, okay? So on to our push-ups. Push-ups are very important when it comes to form because you can definitely dump into your low back if you're not watching it. We want our shoulders over our wrists, and then if we're doing it with toes off the floor, or excuse me, knees off the floor, we're on our toes, and just like a plank, our hips are in line with our shoulders and our heels. So we're not letting ourselves sway, we're not supporting ourselves with our low back. Everything is really active. You go all the way down. If you want to, you don't have to go all the way down. I've had this conversation with people that are in the military. Apparently, you're not supposed to go all the way down if you do that. But anyway, coming back up and going back down. If you prefer, you can do it on your knees, but again, hips stay in line with your knees and your shoulders. So we're going down and we're going up. Everything stays in a long line like you were doing plank. What we're not doing is butt up in the air and doing this whole thing, which is not doing anything for anyone, okay? If anything, it's just hurting your wrists and elbows probably, but it's definitely not making your shoulders or your chest any stronger, okay? So when you're ready, we're gonna start doing push-ups. We're gonna do these push-ups however you wanna do for 10, 9, we're not gonna be here for long, 8, just counting for time, 7, remember we can do it on our knees, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now find your block, go down onto your back. We're gonna do some block switches. Take your legs up in the air, block between your hands, lift your shoulders up off the ground, put the block between your legs. Lower the block until you feel your low back start to lift. Come back up, lift your shoulders and switch for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back up. We're gonna do uneven push-ups this time. So block goes under your left hand. Again, we can do these on our knees. Little bit off balance for 8, 7, 6. You'll feel different engagement. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back down to your back with your block. Take the block on top of your left thigh. Right elbow comes across. Hold that block into place. If you want to make it easier, the block goes longer. If you want to make it harder, the block goes shorter. Option to extend the right leg out. Pulse it up and down for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back upright, block under our right hand. Back to those push-ups. Last round, uneven push-ups for 8, 7, 6, 5, I don't get to cheat on this one, it sucks. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming down onto your back, last little bit of core, getting into our obliques. Block comes to the right thigh. We go over with the left elbow, holding and breathing for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Oh, put down your block, let yourself rest. Stretch it out if you want to. You can windshield wiper your legs side to side, hug your knees into your chest. Whatever it is that feels good for you. Then from here, we're gonna stretch out our hips a little bit. So cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Left hand comes through the center of your legs. Hug your knees in towards your chest. You can also grab the front of your right shin if you want to. Relax your head and neck.
A lot of times, super, super tight people, it's like they can't relax their head down. If you're one of those people, you have a block today, so let the block support your head. So trying to rest as much as we can here. Slow down your breath. And then however it's a natural transition for you, switch the leg that's on top. Opposite hand goes through the center. If you feel any knee discomfort, make sure you're flexing your toes towards the knee of the leg that's on top. Separate your top and bottom teeth. And start to unravel your legs for a little bit of happy baby. So send your knees out wide. You can rock a little side to side. You can stay still, straighten one leg, straighten both legs. And then start to hug your knees in and rock or press your way up to a seat. From here, we're gonna do a little inner shoulder stretch. We did a lot of like push-ups, things like that today. If you used weights, we wanna stretch out our arms too. So you're gonna come all the way down to your belly. And we're gonna do that inner shoulder stretch. I've got several videos on this. You've probably done this with me before, but right arm comes out in line with our right shoulder. Palm can be face up or down, whatever feels more natural to you. Roll onto your right side. This left leg may kind of flip up and over. If it doesn't, if that's too much on the hip, you can just let the leg rest in front. Left hand might be in front of your chest, or you can reach back around behind you. Maybe even hold your hand, but not forcing it. 2 more breaths. And coming back onto your belly, make sure any props are out of your way. If you need to, left arm out to a T, and rolling onto your left side. And again, a lot of times people who are super tight here, it's like, oh, I can't rest my head down. You have that block. Mine's not reaching distance, but you have a block. If you can reach it, put it under there, let yourself rest and relax. No sense in making life harder than it has to be. And making your way back to your belly. Once you're back on your mat, press your way up and back to child's pose. So for child's pose, knees mat width distance-ish apart. You can always take them closer. Let your head and neck relax. Shoulders soften, and we can bend at the elbows. If child's pose doesn't agree with your knees, stay in a comfortable seat, okay? Skip it, that's fine. Wherever you are, just let yourself come back to your intention, back to your breath. And slowly make your way all the way back up to a seat. Before we make our way down to our mat back, we're going to bend our knees a little bit for a seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. So knees bent a little bit, arms up overhead, and as you exhale, start to fold your way forward. Let your head and neck relax. Since you do have a block handy today, a couple variations you could do are a little supported forward fold with the block under your knees, or if you want a little bit more intensity, block at the end of your feet, and grabbing onto that for more hamstring stretch. And slowly, if you got a block in your pose, get it out of your way, come back up to a seat for one last little bit of challenge. We take arms out long, extra credit points for smiling, and go all the way down to your back, or we just collapse, that's also fine. Once you're down on your back, hug your knees into your chest, gentle rock and roll, back massage. Keep your right knee hugged in, send your left leg all the way out to the floor. Inhale, pull your right knee in and up towards your armpit. Exhale, supine twist. Take it across your body. Let your right shoulder stay grounded. Left hand might kind of help the right leg come over, but it's not pushing or forcing. You're just letting yourself melt. You can look up if your neck is tight, or towards your right hand for more stretch. Your next inhale, come back to center. Knees to your chest. Gentle rock and roll if you want it. When you're ready, right leg goes long. Inhale, left knee in and up. Take a breath in. Exhale, supine twist. Take the leg across. Any variation of supine twist you want to is welcome. Let your outer hip stretch, your low back open. Maybe even close your eyes. Your next inhale, come back to center. Hug both knees into your chest. Thank yourself for your practice, for giving it your best. Take a full breath in. And exhale, Shavasana, corpse pose. Allow yourself to get in a comfortable resting position. Untuck your shoulders, change the tilt of your tailbone. If you want to put your feet on the floor, bend your knees, whatever you need to do to feel grounded today, give yourself that space. Allow your eyes to close and start to picture your thoughts like a projection on a movie screen. So you know that they're there, you know that they're happening. You don't have to try to turn it off or ignore it, but just realize that you don't have to be an active participant. You can be a witness, just a member of the audience, free to change the channel or tune out. When you're ready, start to invite some gentle movement back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Rock your chin from shoulder to shoulder. Gradually taking bigger movements in larger joints as you feel ready. Seal your practice with whatever you need. Whether that's a long body stretch, knees to your chest, or something else. Take your time to rock onto your favorite side. And once you get there, give yourself a moment to remind yourself that your best changes from day to day, from moment to moment. But you always have the freedom to do your best. not just for others, but also for yourself. When you're ready, press your way up to a comfortable seat, eyes closed, hands at heart center. Thank you so much for joining me today on your mat to give yourself some time to connect, to breathe, to move, and just to allow yourself to be. The highest and brightest in me honors and bows to the highest and brightest in you. As we bring our hands to third eye center and bow forward to one another. Namaste. Awesome job today. Thanks so much for trying a different style of workout. So again, that was kind of one of our yoga hybrid classes. If you live in the area near the studio and you haven't had a chance to come check out those Monday night classes, that kind of gives you a vibe of what it's like, an idea. We've always got some fast-paced, high-energy music going on too, so it always keeps the room fun and enjoyable. If you have your own playlist, check it out, or you can follow my Spotify playlist too. I've got a bunch of those on there. Look for any of the yoga hybrid playlists, and you can play it while you do your workout. I hope you had fun. Let me know if you have any requests, and happy holidays for those of us actually watching this November video in November. Otherwise, go check out the rest of our videos, and hope to see you back here soon. Namaste.